Well, that was nice. Turned out it was nothing. But yeah, you can definitely feel it just starting to get a little bit cooler as well, which is it's a lovely feeling which I haven't felt for a long time. But here's a little tip for you recruits, new infantrymen, etc. When you get to your harbour area and you've been flat out all day, patrols, exercise, attacks, whatever it is, and you've been told that you've got like 5 or 10 minutes rest, right? Get this, get your Bergen, lay it at a different angle, keep trying it against the tree, and lay down till you make it absolutely comfortable, and you just some of you guys know what I mean. It's just so bloody comfortable when you get that optimum angle, you know, and of course you make it as comfortable as you like. There's no price on comfort. You know, it's just, you need to do it, okay? Oh, man. So I'm just sitting there looking up through the tree canopy, just getting cooler and cooler and cooler. And if it gets to a point where it's going to be a bit uncomfortable just laying here without fire, what I tend to do is to literally strip off. I'll put a layer of insect repellent head to foot all over me. I'll put my long johns on, and I put like a thermal sort of long sleeve shirt, a thin, you know, base layer type thing. Then, you know, I'll probably I'll put my buffalo on. Snot comes off. That's more comfortable, warm nighttime wear for me, which I like to wear. And this will be swapped over for my green wool hat. Then, you know that I'm just ready to chill out then, and you know, spend a nice time in front of the fire. What I've done earlier, if you remember, I said there was bits of glass everywhere. Now I spent a bit of time, only about 5 or 10 minutes. Just got a stick and just brushed all down one side next to the fire, and making sure. And I did pick out about 4 bits of broken brown bottle glass, and just chucked them well away over there with the rest of it, just so I can lay down next to the fire when it's all going, and I'm really comfortable. Like I say, I always tend to get all of these things ahead of time. The last thing you want to do is to, you know, think, right, I need to relax now by the fire, and just lay down and put your hand down. Oh, you cut your hand open on a bit of broken glass, or roll over and you put your arse on a stinger nettle. And all these little things can make it a lovely, beautiful woodland experience unpleasant and uncomfortable. So I tend to try and think ahead and do everything I can whilst I've got visible light. And right now, I'm probably guessing we've probably got 45 minutes to an hour. Then it's going to be quite hard to see with the naked eye certain things. So I'm confident now. I've got everything ready and set, ready for the night time. Now the night time, for me, what I like to do is get a nice fire going and get it to a point where I just chuck a log on every now and again when it's all established, you know. So I haven't got to keep nanny fussing it all the time. Like I said, I've got a nice bottle of cognac gifted to me from a very nice gent at the Prepper Meet, and I've got a really nice cigar which I'm looking forward to smoking immensely. So yeah, just to relax by a nice fire, taking in all of the nighttime vibes of the owls, the sounds, the stillness. There's no breeze at all. It's amazing. We've got clear skies as well, so I should be seeing a lot of stars through my cleared tree canopy area there, which I'm very fortunate to find. And yeah, have a chat with you guys about things that are on my mind and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, I'm just literally waiting for the nighttime to get nighttime, as it were. So yeah, like I said, it was just a little quick tip. If you guys are new to all this sort of stuff, get your Bergen at a right angle so you can really... I could probably sleep out here actually. It's that comfortable, which is nice. So yeah, like I keep saying, the prepper mentality is always thinking ahead and doing what you feel you need to do to give yourself the best outcome. There you go. Makes sense, doesn't it? Right, I'll catch up later on when it's a little bit darker. I'm going to enjoy some peace and quiet now. Wow, hello. This is cool. I can't believe it. This is the, let me just show you. This is the light that we got from the BUGOUT. Look at that. And it's on a low setting as well. If I put it on a high setting, I'll probably blind myself. So that, for this distance, is fine. And I'm hoping that the audio is okay. So this is a revelation. In my filming career. It's insane. I can't believe it. I'll tell you, you turn this off, you can't see me. Boom, there you go. And that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm looking at a very clear sky. Let me see if it'll pick it up. Let me just put that there. Turn it around. It's all still and quiet out here, and we've got the owls and everything. It's amazing. It's more blue on the screen than what it actually is from what I'm seeing, but yeah, it is pretty cool. Right, what I've decided to do, because this is going to be quite tricky to film in the dark, I've gone for a cheat, and it's that. It's basically a knockoff of Brasso. It'll do the same thing. So what I'm going to do, that's what it actually looks like, the wadding, right? So I'm going to tear some of this off, throw some sparks, and we should get a fire. Well, that's the plan anyway. And I'm not going to waste the birch bark pieces as well. All right, so it's not all gone to pot. So let me see. I reckon about there. That'll look good. Now, it does help to really fluff these up, okay? It's a strange one because what I don't want to do is to set my light up and, you know, show everything, but I'm always worried about someone coming along and finding me, because I haven't got permission to be here, etc. So here's our trusty servant and our ferro rod. All right, let me just see. Wow, I've got a feeling I haven't used this ferro rod yet, so I'm going to get the stuff off of it. Get going quite easy. There you go. Absolute bloody brilliant fire starter. And there goes our birch bark, and there goes our twiggy bits. Now what I try and do with the twiggy bits, as it were, is don't go crazy and smother it. There's loads and loads of air space around all of those twigs, and that will make sure that there's enough sufficient oxygen. Okay, what I might do is just move that. There you go, because I don't want that stick catching fire. So once all of this is established, then we can put the rest of it on there. I'll tell you what, it's great to be back. And to have this light as well. That's just friggin' fantastic. Some of you guys who've watched me for years will know all too well what a pain in the arse I've had trying to get nighttime scenes and all that, you know, nice or half decent. I've had little headlamps, I've had the tiny little LED light on my old camera, but this, with this great big screen from the BUGOUT, that's just amazing. It really is a good light. And of course it's solar powered as well, so it's been charging up all day. Fantastic, no need for batteries. So yes, we really do like that. Right, I'll best go around there and get some second stage stuff, because what I don't want to do is just to burn that light out completely. Then it's too late. I've been here before, so we want to make sure that we've got an half decent fire. You need a lot of heat before you start adding the bigger sizes on. It's so easy just to get carried away and just, as I say, smother it, you know, and just have to start all over again. That's the bottom line if you get it wrong. Yeah, I do miss having fires in the woods. I'm really looking forward to this. As you can see, you just go from the smaller pieces up to bigger pieces. It's really easy, to be honest. It's not hard. You can teach these skills to anyone, really. Just say you just do. All you've got to do is remember to be patient. All right. Like I said, don't go throwing it all on, because you will starve the oxygen, and it won't work. All right. So all we're doing is we're trying to sort of get that balance. We're making a nice big bed of embers in there, and that's going to see us through to when we put the main fuel on. Yep, so far so good. Like I say, that brasso wadding is just amazing stuff. It really is. Wow, that's I'm going to burn myself here. Look at that. She's a big girl already. Oh, how I've missed this. And it's probably just at the right time to light this fire, because it's got to the point now where everything is impossible to see in the woods. So it's just at the right time, in my opinion anyway. Oh, can you hear that? Oh man, I've missed this. Have I said that already? Yeah, I really missed this. Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? But what I'll do is I'll just let that die down a little bit and put some other stuff on. I don't want to film all of it, because this could take half an hour just doing this, and some of you guys might be a bit bored of that. So I'll bring you back, as our northern friends say. Right, let's see how we're getting on without the light. So I think I'll put one that way. This is how we do things out in the forest. Epic. Go there. I'm glad I put all these in order, really, from size. Makes it a lot easier. Now we're going to get a good bed of coals with this. And one there. Right, that should be enough, I think. Oh, how are we looking on the screen? Oh yeah, pretty nice. So all that's going to do now is give that a few minutes to heat all of that up and then get that started. And then all we're doing is we're gradually building the ember or the coal heat base. So when that's hot enough, then we can start putting the main fuel on. So it's a slow process. It's a nice way to
oversee a fire, in my opinion. And yeah, so far it's not too bad. Some of the wood is a bit punky, maybe a bit rotten, but the majority, I'd say 70% of it, is pretty good burning wood. And there's a lot of beech in these woods, and beech wood, as a lot of the country folk would tell you, burns really hot and bright for a long time. So all is good in the hood. So yeah, I'm currently just chilled out, resting on my Bergen, as I said earlier, and yeah, just watching the old bushcraft TV, as some guys like to say. Yeah, epic. Yeah, I'm just starting to get hungry now, so not too bad. Let's have a time check of what we got. It's 9:25 in the evening, and yeah, I can't tell you how much I've missed this. And oh, as I look up at the sky, I can see first star. That's always welcome. Earlier on as well, I just saw one bat too, which was pretty cool. All of the owls have died down. Maybe they'll make an appearance at some point, who knows. But yeah, it's so nice and peaceful and calm out here. It's just beautiful, it really, really is. Right, because we've got a long spoon, I'm going to go lengthways for once. So all I do is give it a wobble, and I'll try and squeeze, like I always do, the food down a bit. Just makes it more easy to cook that way. And of course, when you come to peel the top, you're actually going to be chucking away the top bit with no food in it. Okay, so that's what I'll try and do, is to make it all flat along the top. Then I'll fold it over, then I'll try and get it like this, bend it around a bit, and so it fits in the cup like that. Okay, now I'm hoping I haven't put too much water in there. So there's our little pot. I'll put that back on there. Hopefully it shouldn't take that long. Always done it this way, always found it works pretty good. Right, let's get stuck in. Whew. Oh my days. That was epic, and if I'm honest, that is one of the best Rat Pack curries I think I've ever tasted. That was really good. I can't believe that, you know. They've really upped their game with the curries. Now this is the time that I've most been waiting for. Something very special. Now, some of you guys will remember back in the day, my favourite tipple was Hennessy XO. Yeah, I know, it's expensive. It's really nice, and I never forget when I gave Roach a hip flask of it. And when he had some, he shut his eyes and he went, Christmas. Never forget it. And I'll tell you what, guess what? Look at that. Now, believe it or not, that was given to me as a gift, and I still can't believe it. Now, I'm going to put the guy's name up on the screen now, and man, I can't thank you enough. And he said, right, it's only a small price to pay for what I give to the community. And look at that. My favourite all-time drink, Hennessy XO. Oh my days. It's been so long since I've had some. And I wanted to open it and have a drink of it. But I decided not to. I decided to open it. And do you know what? When the fire's just there and the colour, oh wow. It's amazing. But you can see, look, I've not opened it. I've kept my word. And to make it extra special, I thought rather than just drink it out of the bottle, I'll do it with some style. And I still use my favourite shot glass from K Jumper 1. USMC, genuine, really good quality shot glass. So, without further ado, let's get this. Oh my god, I still can't believe it. Oh my days. Right, trying to do this with light going right at me. Okay, here's a liquor unboxing. There we go. Yeah, just how I remembered it. Oh man, it's a touch of class right there. So, are you ready? Do you want to come and join me for a drink? Yeah, come on. Pull up a chair. Ready? Listen to this. Oh. Oh. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Yee, malt liquor time. Now. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to this. Wow, I'm just going to carefully set that down there. And luckily I brought that box because it's acting as a really good table. So there we go, sealed. So no accidental spillages there. So that's breathing now, as we like to call it. Now another thing is a smoke. Now this is awesome, and I'm going to see if I can whack some music on while I show you this, because only you who know will know. Alright, that's all I'm going to say for now. Oh man, are we looking forward to this. Ever since the beautiful dude gave it to me on the prepper meet. Now I'm going to put the guy who kindly gifted this to me at the prepper meet on the screen now. Right. Wow, I can't believe I got one of these. Do you know how hard these are to come by? Now let me crikey. Let me see if I can get it out of here without ruining it. It's almost like I want to keep the wrapper because they're so awesome. Ready? Yeah, done it. Ooh, that's strong. That's nice. Damn. There we go. Cue the music.
What Uzi weighs a ton.
Yes, sir. Any of you guys know Public Enemy? Back in the day, that was something to behold. It really was. 1987, Yo Bum Rush the Show was released. The world changed. And speaking of another cool thing, which I'll have to show you, this guy I'm not going to mention because I don't believe he wants to be known, but I have a very good friend, subscriber, follower, etc., and we chat privately. Can you see that? Yeah, I'm not going to mention his name, but he basically teaches the LAPD firearms, tactical firearms training, and lovely guy. and he gave me this cigar cutter. Freaking hell. Never used it. I've just literally just taken it out of its packaging. Now, see if I can do this. Oh, like a charm. Absolutely pucker. There you go. Nicely clipped, nice and clean. I hope nothing's landed in my drink, because there's a lot of creepy crawlies around out here. Yeah, that's nice. So, let the show begin. Well, I'm hoping that this lighter doesn't let me down. I've got a feeling it might. Oh wow, we're lucky. It's been playing up all night. I'm hoping there's enough gas in there to get this going. Oh man, you should smell this. Ooh, baby, take me home. Oh man. I can't believe they made a cigar named after that awesome track off their first album. Wow, 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 wow. That's super cool. And it's nice to know people who prep, who like a bit of the old PE from back in the day. Oh, that's a smooth baby. That's nice. Hello. My Uzi weighs a ton. Who would have thought it, eh? So, I'm sorry it's been such a long time, everyone. And it has. But I suppose it's all that comes to you who waits. Cheers. Wow. Oh my God, that's bloody good. Just how I remembered it. Oh man, it's so smooth and fruity and mellow, and oh man, that's awesome. Perfect. The fire is going like a charm. The stars are out, it's a clear sky. The moon is just about to sort of try and get above the treetops over there. That's pucker. Well, you guys are awesome. Without you guys, with stuff like this, I can't afford all this stuff anymore. And I'll tell you what, it's a wicked treat. So really appreciate that. So thanks you guys. Legends. Right, I've got to show you this fire. Oh my God, it's perfect.
Wow. Now that's what I call a nice chill out fire in the woods. Absolutely beautiful. It's the same as most things really. You know, you put the effort in to get all the firewood, find it all, you know, drag it back, prep it all, blah blah blah. And just keep it as dry as you can off the ground, etc. And then when the time's right, just build it slowly, nurture it, look after it, and the rewards are boundless, really. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I could just look at that for hours, you know. It's keeping me nice and warm. Not that it's cold, but it's just right. Nice big fat cigar on a go. Nice cognac. Nicely comfortable on the BERGEN. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll tell you what I've noticed though, which I can't seem to film because it's just too dark. That clearing I showed you earlier up in the sky. Very, very strange things going on up there. It's hard to describe. I first noticed it as it was getting dark. It's like there's like a very faint line, almost like a chemtrail going across the sky. But they seem to be lit. Maybe it's the moonlight or something, but there's sort of zigzaggy lines going across the sky. I have no idea what it is because it's a clear sky, there's no cloud. Very, very strange. It started off like a long elongated banana, like a curved, like a very faint white line. You know, and it just coming out as one big line across the sky. Then it turned into a back to front letter Z. Very, very bizarre. I suspect it's something to do with all of the low Earth orbit satellites that they're mucking around with up there. I could be wrong, but I've never seen it before. I'm not sure I'm liking it because it doesn't seem natural, and anything that's not natural I'm not really a fan of. But nonetheless, the fire is absolutely epic. This cigar's going down an absolute storm, by the way.
Whew. Just as I turned the camera on, the lump of ash fell off. Gutted. And I did panic because it bounced off this. And we don't want to get that all ruined, do we? Oh no, sir. So I'm glad you're sticking this far. I'm not sure what you think of this sort of video, but hell, I'm having a ball out here. Looks like we've got lines coming down the screen. There's enough battery on there. I think it's just the lighting. Let's see if I can... Nah, it's going to be a problem. Ah, bugger. Oh well, it is what it is. What I might try and do is on the top of this camcorder, I think they call it a shoe. It's like a commonly used fitting device which you can attach things to it. At the moment I've got that little solar panel light just resting on top of the camcorder. But what I probably might need to do is to get some sort of shoe fitment and attach it like a big screw going up into it so it just sits there secure, and I can angle it and get the lighting a lot better. But it's a learning curve, and I suppose, you know, the first overnighter that I've done in 11 months with a new camera, first time filming in the dark, I'm learning all of the things I'm finding out now. So that's good, because I'm going to take that on to the next overnight video that I do, and hopefully be a lot better. But hey, I'm not sure if you can see these lines. I can see them coming across. I don't know why. Strange. Maybe some of you techie guys who know about like filmmaking will understand or know what that is. But hey ho, it is what it is, as I say. I don't want to keep on about it. But yeah, you know, in the intermediate times of filming and having a break and stuff, been doing a lot of thinking, as you do, because being out in the woods on your own really that makes you think now and again. It certainly makes you grateful for things. Yeah, it's a funny one really. I don't know if I've said it before, but I remember seeing a post on Instagram, and it's really left an impression on me. The more I think about it, the more it really makes sense, you know. And what it was I'd love to find it and maybe flash it up on the screen. That'd be cool if I could. I probably won't be able to, but anyway, it's a basic line drawing, and it was two cars parked side by side at traffic lights, and there was an old banger and like an electric car or a sports car, a really nice expensive car, and the guy in the old banger was looking across at the car, and I think like a speech bubble said like, oh, I wish I could have a car like that. And then he scrolled across the next screen, and it was I'm trying to think what it was now. And there was a guy at a bus stop waiting for a bus, and the old banger was on the road, and the guy's speech bubble at the bus stop was like, oh, I wish I could have a car. And scroll across to the next screen, and it sort of panned out, and it was a guy sat on a balcony in a wheelchair looking down at the guy waiting for a bus, and it was, I wish I had legs. Do you know what, even thinking about it, all my legs and my arms are cold goosebumps just thinking of that. And just that alone makes you think about a lot of things, right? Now, what I want you to try and do is to say to yourself, what have you got to be grateful for? Forget about other people and what they've got. You know, most of us, and I'm just summarising, okay? Most of us have a roof over their head. They've got heating in their home. They've got clean, safe, running water. Some people have got a vehicle which they can move around from A to B, etc. Some people have got a job where they've got money coming in, and they've got food on the table. Now, that alone is plenty to be grateful for. When you consider some of the people around the world, in mud huts in Africa and shanty towns in India and places like that, people who are disabled, they got problems with their limbs, legs, all the rest of it. It really does make you think, what am I whinging about, you know? And I think a lot of it is social media. Now, when you think about things deeply, what you're being presented is usually the opposite of reality. So social media, when you think about it, it's far from social, isn't it? It's pretty antisocial, because a lot of people seem to want to show off what they've got. Look what I've got, look what I can do. Whereas in reality, when they turn their camera off, and maybe they haven't got as much as what they're portraying themselves to have. So yeah, it'd be nice if people was just to come down to earth, stop trying to show off and pretend and all the rest of it, and just be themselves and be comfortable being themselves, you know? As I say, there's a lot of people out there that haven't got half as much as what you've got, or what I've got, okay? And yeah, I want you to just ponder on that. And when you feel a bit down in the dumps and, I wish I had a better car, I wish my car wouldn't, you know, keep breaking down, or I wish I could go on holiday, or I wish I can go and buy some new clothes. And you think, hold on a minute, you're relatively healthy, you're still breathing, you've got a shelter, you've got a roof over your head. You know, try to sort of rein it in a bit, you know. And I've been doing a lot of that lately, and it really does help. And like I said in my live streams, what I like to do is when I'm out and about driving in a car, I try to let as many people as possible come out in front of me, if you know what I mean. So I'm driving along, and I notice on the other side of the road, there's a big lump of traffic just stopped, and there's a car waiting to turn left. And there's about 10, 15, 20, 30 cars or whatever sometimes behind this car. So the direction I'm travelling in, all the people in front of me are not stopping to let that one car come across. I'm the guy who stops to let that guy cross. Now what happens, as soon as that guy comes across, the reactions on their faces is usually surprise or shock. Oh my God, someone's actually stopped to let me cross over. And with that, of course, all of the other cars have been waiting behind them are free to go. And they're all grateful as well. I just wish more people would do that, you know, rather than just think about themselves. Try and think of other people, you know. Even little things like that make a big difference. I mean, can you imagine, right, if everyone behaved in that way? Driving would be more pleasurable. Because I'll tell you one thing, in the UK at the moment, there's so much construction work, houses, roads, etc. It's a nightmare moving around. So if we all were a little bit nicer and a little bit kinder, just to help others out, it would be a lot easier for everyone. And it doesn't take a lot. I mean, I just slow down, stop, flash my headlights, and I'm literally stopping for 5 seconds out of my journey. 5 seconds, it's not a lot. count to 5, and that's enough for them to sort of drive across you, and then you can put your foot down and carry on again. 5 seconds, it's nothing. And I wish more people would do that. And I think Roach, he said to me ages ago, we're in the age of the self. And when you think about that, it's quite profound. A lot of people are so wrapped up in their own ways, selfish for want of a better term. And it'd be nice. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Leak Project on YouTube, and the guy who hosts that show is called Rex Bear, his name is. Love Rex. He's an awesome guy. He always makes me laugh, and he has some really deep, interesting podcasts and interviews and things like that. And just the way his mind works when he's trying to work out things that are going on, what he's trying to make sense of. I love his thought process, and I can relate to that. A lot of what I see in Rex is pretty much what I do, so I really do relate to Rex. And one of his sayings is be the change you want to see, and it's true. If you're sick and tired of living in a society where people are rude and selfish and ignorant and arrogant and all the rest of it, you can't really change them people. But what you can do is change yourself. If you're going down that road, try and be your best version. Try and do the best that you can and be nice to as many people as you can. And what could happen, what would be nice, if other people saw you were doing that, or maybe they've noticed a change in you for the better, and maybe they try to do similar things, and all of a sudden all these different people start to do better for themselves and for others. And then, can you imagine that? If everyone on the planet tried to be their best version, stop being sneaky, sly, selfish, judging people. If you just tried to really think about it and limit all of that until it's practically gone. And if other people saw you, go down that road and change, maybe they'll try it themselves. And that's how we make the world a better place. We all do our best for ourselves, and we all display what it's like to be human. Humanity, In times of hardship, in wars and in great strife, you will often hear stories buried amongst it all of courage, bravery, and people being nice, I mean, some of the stories I've heard in America, where there's a lot of homeless right now, and where was it? There was other countries in Europe, I think it was Germany and France. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I think it was Germany actually. People would actually get their own food, what they can spare, and they'd literally just go down and just feed the homeless. It's incredible. I mean, a lot of people give the homeless a bad press, but if you actually sat down and listened to some of their stories of how they ended up where they are, it's quite easy to end up in that situation. I mean, some people say you're 1 or 2 paychecks away from being homeless, and it's very, very prevalent. Most of us are literally living from hand to mouth, as it were. So if you didn't have a job and you didn't have no help from the government, you literally had no money, you'd be out on the street before you know it. And it's a huge life change. And the fact that there's people out there that are willing and prepared to help those who are going through bad times, it really is touching. And one of the many reasons why I've stopped watching all mainstream media in the news is they never seem to report on good things. And there is a lot of good things happening out there, believe it or not. There's stories everywhere of people helping each other through thick and thin, financial, food, shelter, even someone to just talk to. It's happening more than you realise. But I think, the powers that be want everyone in fear, because people who are in fear are a lot easier to control. So the opposite of fear is love. So if you're a loving person and you're not worried about all of the rubbish that's going on, it's amazing. It's contagious, and it really does spread well. So it certainly makes you think, just sat out in the woods looking at fire and thinking about, it'd be nice if the world was a better place. Well, it's like most things, you know. Your life isn't going to change unless you do something to make it change. No one's going to come along and say, there you go, there's £10 million. Hope you have a nice life. Very, very, very rare that happens. You're going to have to put the effort in yourself, find a way, do whatever you feel you need to do to make changes. The reason why our lives don't change is because we don't actually put the effort in to change it. We're the only people that can change our lives. No one's going to come along and do it for us. All right, so you know, it really does make you think, as I said. Anyway, I thought I'd have a little chat. That's damn good stuff. Anyway, that fire's dying down a bit now. It's nice and peaceful. It's so cool to have no mad breezes and noises and rain. A really calm, beautiful summer's evening here in the UK. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm so glad that you've come along to join me. You know, it's nice to talk to you guys and bring you guys along. You know, I've read stories from people who leave comments, and you know, some of you guys can't get out to the woods and do this sort of thing for multiple reasons. And the feedback that I get privately usually is I really felt I was there with you, and it's made my evening or my day so much enjoyable watching you enjoy yourself, you know. And that really is touching, you know, to get feedback like that. It kind of makes it all worthwhile. It really does. And yeah, I'll get trolls like everyone else, you know, but at the end of the day, like my partner, you know, we spoke about stuff like this, and you know, it's really hard because we've all been conditioned this way, not to judge people, you know. To judge someone is a flaw, is a failure in your own personal development, should we say. And we're all guilty of it, myself included. As soon as you see someone down the street dressing, you instinctively think to yourself, oh my God, that person must be blah, 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 blah. But then you have to stop yourself, and this is important. If you get to the point where you know that you've just done something wrong by judging someone, and you've stopped yourself, and you've sort of corrected yourself, that's a massive leap forward. And more people that I'm hearing are actually doing that. And one of the problems with society is people judging others. You know? Oh, they've got more than me, or he's got skinny jeans and he looks silly. Does it really matter? You know, we are all free to express ourselves however we want. And like I said, conditioning is a classic word to describe this. The fashion industry, for one, very, very small part in all of this, people feel they need to dress a certain way to fit in. And one of the biggest problems I think most of us have is standing out from the crowd. And it's a shame, because there's an old saying, and I love this saying, and one day I might get some merch and some t-shirts done. And one of the favourite ones that I've heard is, you were born an original, don't die a copy. And it's true. Every single one of us who are born is absolutely unique. All of our life experiences and our journeys are all unique. There's no one the same anywhere on the planet. You are individual and you are unique. And that should be celebrated. So try not to feel that you need to fit in with everyone else. Because that's a classic conditioning fear, is I don't want to do something different in case someone notices. Be the guy to say to yourself, man, I don't give a flip. Just be yourself. And if anyone else has got a problem with you being yourself, that's their problem. It's their traumas that they're probably trying to work through. Okay? So, yeah, me and my partner talk a lot about this sort of stuff. And we notice everywhere we go by the things we see, the people we see, the things that people get up to for whatever reason. And you think, if only they could just sit down and work on themselves. Now, some of us call it shadow work or self-work. And it's basically finding time to be alone and to ask yourself serious questions. And the first thing and the hardest thing to do is, what don't I like about myself? And be totally honest. And most people, when they really start digging deep into what they don't like about themselves, they're crying and they're letting it all out. And it's a hard thing to do, but it's very, very beneficial to go through that pain and to accept that, you know, you're better than this. You know, why did I do that? It was horrible doing that. When I've done that, what did that person think when I've done that? It wasn't nice. So try to sort of better yourself and correct yourself as you go and learn by mistakes. And you'll find that you're more relaxed, you're more tolerant with others, and your judging of others diminishes over time. And surely that's a good thing. I think it is. But yeah, this is me talking real talk, and something which I would love to see lots of people at least try. It doesn't matter if you don't stick at it, it's fine, but just try, okay? And some people who keep trying and they try their best to better themselves, and over time, some people who know you very well will say, wow, you've well changed. I remember years ago, do you remember that time when you done this, this and this, and I thought it was a little bit out of order, but now you're such a nice bloke, or you're a lovely girl now. What's changed? And it is, be the change you want to see. If you want to see society to be nice, caring, sharing and understanding, then you have to start with yourself first. Don't expect anyone else to be the perfect person for you. You have to lead by example. So you've got to work on your faults and flaws and things that you really don't like about yourself. Selfish, spiteful, cantankerous. You know, we've all been manipulated over time, should we say, for numerous things. And I suppose it all starts from being a kid. You know, what sort of upbringing did you have as a kid? You know, it molds people into who they are now. But the sad thing is whatever's happened in your childhood, people carry it through their whole life. And for someone to realise the problems that they had as a kid, and they're trying to work on themselves and come to the realisation that it's not their fault and they're better than this, and they work on themselves, and over time they become a better person. So you can take that heavy burden and chain of your childhood off and just let it go. There's an age-old saying of you know, this past, present and future, and the most important thing is to live right in the now. The future hasn't happened yet. No one really knows what's going to happen. The past is the past. You can't go back and change it. What happened 5 minutes ago, nothing you can do to change what's happened. You can't. It's impossible. It's only right now. So when you're struggling with all of the crap that's going on, just try not to think about the future or what's happened on the news or what's happened in the past. Just think right now what is going on, and you just focus on yourself. And the more you think like that, live in the moment and enjoy every moment that you can, and to help and share with others, you know, it will really make a difference, and it will stop you overthinking. I used to get it. Sometimes when I'd finish work and the journey home is about 25 minutes. You know, by the time I got home, I was constantly thinking about all of the crap that's happened, all the stuff that's probably going to happen. And it used to stress me out big time. I used to get short-tempered in traffic, and no, just try and think about now and do whatever you feel you need to do to make your situation better and others around you as well. And yeah, it's good advice, and I'm hope that one person takes something from what I've been saying over the last 20 minutes or so. That would be amazing. It really, really would. So I'll leave that thought with you, and I'm going to pan the camera around to look at that fire, because I'm missing out on that fire, and it is beautiful. Wow, here we go. Right, this drink is for everyone who's no longer here. Life sure is strange. People come, people go. People hang around for quite a while. Some people, it's just a brief glimpse. So yeah, all of the loved ones that are no longer here, cheers. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. And yeah, who knows? Who knows what happens, eh? As I said, the most important thing is to live in the now, okay? And yeah, if you are missing someone, loved ones and things like that, just try to remember the good times, all the fun times. And every now and again, if you come across a situation, just laugh to yourself and just say, what would they do if they were here? And yeah, it just makes it a bit more bearable, you know. We've all lost someone. A couple of members in the community. It's, you know, Savas, obviously, and Lee, LB Customs. No doubt there'll be some more whenever. Yeah, remember the good times. Lee always made me laugh. I mean, that guy. I mean, Brybo, my old mate, used to say that I had an infectious smile. But Lee had an infectious laugh. Oh my God, I'll tell you what. It's just like my son. When he laughs, it doesn't matter. Anyone nearby can't help themselves to that laugh as well. You know, it's amazing. The power of laughter and smiles is just, wow. I mean, Lee was absolutely full of just laughter. Man, I'll miss that guy. And Savas too. Savas had a kind soul. Very, very helpful, kind, genuine guy. And I guess he had problems like most of us have. And, you know, the big C got him in the end. Terrible shame. And I mentioned Brybo earlier. And my mate Paul, 51 Foxy. You know, they both lost their wives, you know. That's just terrible. So sad to be left on your own. And you know, when I lost my mum, you know, my dad is all on his own now. And yeah, it is sad. It's hard. Only the other day, my mum's it would have been my mum's birthday a few days ago, and to go to the grave and see the headstone now, because it's been over a year, it really does hammer things home, you know. And yeah, I miss her a lot, And I often think, it's so sad that she's not around to see my son grow up. That's a tough one. That really gets me in the kisser, that one. He hasn't really understood yet. I mean, he's just turned 4, my son Arlen, and he sees pictures of my mum when she was younger, when she was older, and he knows instantly who it is. But at some point he's going to be asking me, where's Nana? And I still don't know what I'm going to say. So yeah, as I say, it is what it is. And again, Roach said to me ages ago, where I used to work, well, often I'd look out the window when I was a bit bored, and we were right by the woods where I used to work. And he goes to me, when you look out your window at work and you see that great big old oak tree there, and I says, yeah, funny enough, there is one out the window. And he goes, well, that was there long before you was born, and it's going to be there long after you've gone. And he just said, we're just passing through. And bloody hell, how true is that? We are. We're lucky to make like 80 years nowadays, which is strange because, with all of the information online about what's good for you and what isn't good for you, if you was serious, there's nothing stopping people, on an average age of dying way past 100, 110, 120. There's no reason why not. I think it's a case of, stress, letting things get to you. You are what you eat, as it were, and it all contributes, okay? Yeah, it does make you think about a lot of things. So yeah, we are passing through. And like I said, some people stick around for years, like your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, whatever. And some people you just meet very briefly in a shop or something and exchange pleasantries. And sometimes they just stick in your mind for a while for whatever reason. And yeah, everyone is in it together, as it were. I hate saying that, but it's true. We're all in this together. We've all got problems and issues and all that sort of thing. And yeah, to sort of remember people who aren't here, especially the veterans. They're really going through it right now. So I urge anyone to reach out and touch base on anyone that who has served, especially in combat, with what's just happened in Afghan. The people who were there for 1, 2, 3 tours or whatever it is, way back when, they've lost real good, seriously good brother friends. And when you see what's happening now, you think, well, they'll turn on their grave to see what's going on now. And coupled with all of the bad stuff that's going on around the world, it's a shame, but a lot of veterans do take their own lives, and it's an absolute tragedy. I think a lot of it can be prevented if people took the time to just check up on them. Like Roach said again, at best they're going to say they're okay, but it's something is better than not being contacted at all. So if you do know friends and family and whatnot who served in campaigns around the world, whenever, just do yourself a favour right now, or as soon as you can, just send them a text or a message or something. Hope everything's going well, are you okay? Something like that. And they'll be seriously grateful, because if they didn't have any messages or any contacts for weeks and weeks and weeks, that might get to them. They might be in a real dark place, and they might feel that no one cares, and then that's when a lot of bad things happen. So yeah, if you can, just reach out. Anyone, it doesn't matter. I've got lots of friends, veterans, and I try. It's hard because finding the time, but sometimes I just send a message, very similar message, to about 20 of them over the course of a day, and then all of a sudden I'm involved in 20 conversations. And it's tricky, especially with kid running around, partner is not well, and all of this sort of stuff. So, but it's important, okay? It really is. I mean, it might make the difference, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I was just looking at that fire, contemplating and missing loved ones, and I just wanted to share with you that it's okay to, you know, have a think about, I wish they were still here, sort of thing. You know, you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there feeling the same thing. All right, so cheers, everybody, and yeah, never forget them, and always have a drink for them when you can. Cheers.
Good morning. Wow, what a morning it's been too. I think I've been sat here on my Bergen by the tree for about an hour and 20 minutes, and gutted really because there was a deer for about 90 to 100 yards away, just over there, and it was a young deer, and because of the brambles and the bracken, it was just hopping everywhere to get through the forest. And I was thinking, my camera is about 4 feet away in the shelter, so I, quietly as I could, just got down and went over there and picked it up, and by the time I come back, it was just hopping off into the
the little copsewoods there, you know, where we got the hawthorn stuff. I thought, I'm not going to go in there, it's just too noisy, it's just going to run off. I thought, oh wow. So I thought what happened is, you heard me recording earlier, lots of deer barking in that direction. Oh, it's going to be a good 400 yards away, I think. And I think what's happened is the young'un got separated from that group, come down here. I spooked the deer run off that way, and the parents and all the rest of the family are over there calling for it to come back. It's probably fully aware that I'm still here, probably a bit frightened. So it's staying in that little woods, and they're distressed because they can't find their offspring, as it were. That's what I think's happened. I could be way wrong, I just don't know. So I thought, well, I could sit here all day hoping for them to come down here and film, but, you know, back in the real world, I've got to get back in a couple of hours. I haven't eaten yet, or had coffee and all that good stuff. So I thought, okay, I'll just turn the camera on and say good morning to you guys, and just let you know what's been going on. But it's a pretty mad woods, and I think what I might do, I don't know how I'm going to afford it, but I might see if I can get hold of some trail cams and put them up in the trees around here, because there's a lot of deer activity around here, and it'd be great to capture some. And I think from past experience and memory is a lot of deer sort of move early doors, pretty much like infantry really, you know, just before day breaks, or as day breaks, you know, they're on the move then. So yeah, I was way out of it. I mean, I think I stayed up to about 1:30 last night, and I crawled into my pit and just went out like a light. And of course in that time it got daylight around 5:30, and of course they'd have all been and gone. I probably had no idea, but yeah, it'd be good to get some cam footage of some deer moving around here, because it is pretty awesome. I've seen it a few times doing these sorts of videos, and it's usually early morning. One that I'll record now was brilliant. It was in my old woods. It was in the hammock. I think it was a hammock. I just laid there, and this deer had no idea I was there, and it was only about 40-50 yards away. It's just walking past, and the same thing, I couldn't get to my camera quietly and quickly to film it. As I sort of looked round, it's, you know, that side shot where they just look at you and we're just staring at you. Oh man, you know them moments? Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. And yeah, it's special, I think. It feels special, you know, and being out there and actually seeing all of that with your own mince pies is awesome. It really is. It's nothing like watching it on telly, you know. So yeah, all good in the hood. Right, I think breakfast, I'm bloody starving. Right, for breakfast, I think in order is going to be one of those. Then some of these. Then I'm going to finish off these. These are friggin' too awesome. These things, oh my days. Yeah, really cool. And to give me a good old feel, one of them. So, I just went down to the mini woods, as it were. I've got lots of the old dry stuff off of the trees. What I've done was last night, when I used this to boil the water's still in there. So I'm only using the water to boil in the bag, so there's no point in throwing it. So that's what I tend to do, is just conserve water, because you bloody need it out here. And yep, I've got some more of that birch bark like you saw, and I've got a stick of fatwood. Look at that. In fact, there's one thing that I'm running low on, I just can't find it. I can't see any softwood trees in these woods, they're all hardwoods. So, you know, I do envy you guys who have got access to Valley Fatwood, because man, I can't get any. In fact, I think I remember buying this, like my fire, years ago, a box of it. Oh, it's absolutely amazing stuff. Have a look at that. The resin that's in there, it's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I'm gonna give some of that a go as well, and cook it on this little stove because I haven't used it yet. So I thought, why not? I don't want to get a great big fire going because I'm off in a few hours. There's no point. If only you can smell these flapjacks. I've not seen it yet. Oh, struth. You can smell the butter in there. Buttery, gorgeous, rich, dense, oaty, lovely, fruity awesomeness. Oh. Wow, that's good. Blimey. Raisins and sultanas as well. Not bad. Right, what I've done is that's the flapjack wrapper. Well, I thought, well, it's reflective and it's going to stop all of these pieces of resin just getting lost in the forest floor. So why not try something different? Let's put that there. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but there's only one way to find out. Oh, I'll tell you what, the spine on this knife is absolutely vicious. Look at that. That's the stuff that I'm after. Wow, it's like, it's sticky as hell. That's insane. Wow, I can actually make this flat stick round, I think. In fact, I can hold the knife still and just pull this back, I think. I'm going to try that. Yeah, that's a lot more control because I don't want to get any of this on the floor. There might be a few bits, but that's alright. I can try and pick it up and put it back on there. Wow. That spider. Yeah, that's cool. So, what about try that, the ferro rod bit? Why not? Why not indeed? Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, it's all good. In fact, you might get more control of it this way. Look, you can do it faster. So not only is it a ferro rod striking piece, yeah. Look how fast I've done all of that. Pretty amazing, really, isn't it? So yeah, I do love this knife. The more I use it, the more I see its long-term multifunctional use, especially out in the woods and the wilderness. Yeah, you're never going to break it really, unless you're a complete retard. But yeah, wow. I think we are well on the way of making a fail-safe fire here, which is what it's all about. We'll try the flat again. Yeah, I love it. That's really cool. Trying this sort of thing before on the edge of a blade, it just makes it really uber sticky, and when you need to do some precise cuts on something else, it's going to hinder your options. So to have the spine that sharp, I think is brilliant. Really nice. See what I mean about being sticky? It's all on there, but I'd rather it be there than on the cutting edge. Definitely. That's just insane. Loaded with resin. I need to get some fat wood. Oh, bloody hell. Now my knife smells absolutely freaking gorgeous.
Right, so that's that. And we've also got our birch bark there, obviously. Now I'm going to get on to processing all these twigs, I think. There we go, we've done it. That was a bit of luck. So we can put that there now. That's our little bed, as it were. Now we can put all these in. I'm hoping that it's going to work and work well, because as you can see, that's burning really hot and really fast. Now usually I'm not really much of a fan of these types of stoves, purely because you're just constantly feeding it, but there we go. I'm happy with that now. Let's put that on there and keep feeding, I guess. It's the same principle really, you just keep putting smaller pieces into the flames and the heat get really, really hot. Then you can start putting your bigger sticks in. Ugh. Quite therapeutic actually. I'll tell you what, doing this sort of stuff, it certainly takes your mind off things, because you're just focused on what you're doing rather than wondering about what the hell Elon Musk is up to and all that sort of rubbish. So yeah, as you can see, we've got pretty much a boil already. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that there, just so I can wow, it's not taking long. Well, I think that's done, so that's going to come off now. Straight into the hat. Never fails. Oh wow, that's piping hot in there. Oh, ha ha ha. Oh man. Incoming. I didn't realise these sausages were so big. Goodness gracious me, it's like something off of the creatures from the Black Lagoon. But they're full-size sausages. Just broken in half. Bloody hell. They used to be like them tiny little weenie things, didn't they? Bloody hell. I'll tell you what, that's probably too hot. It is for me anyway. Bloody hell. But yeah, that stove, once you've mastered it with the water, oh man, that's absolutely spot on. I'm just going to give that about 3.5 weeks to cool down, because that's just going to kill my mouth. Well, spending a night in one of these is absolutely awesome. I couldn't believe the space in there. At first, when you walk around it and you see it, you think it is a little bit small. But when I still got myself in there, I also had my boots, 1.5 litres of water, I had my camcorder on the tripod, and I had my jacket in there. Amazing. How it fitted in there, I just don't know. But luckily we had no rain, so I didn't really get to test it. But I'll tell you what, it really kept me warm, and what I had to do is undo one of the zips a little bit at the top to get some cool air in there. And it's cool because you can actually regulate the temperature just doing that. And once I've figured out, you know, too much is too cold and you get it just right, it is really, really cool. And because of these inflatable beams here, I'm looking forward to really testing this out. I need to get the Dartmoor and stuff like that, you know. Somewhere where you can go, because all it was 3 tiny tent pegs. You put them in the corners, that's it. No sticks, no bungees, no paracord, nothing. So that, and it goes to that size, absolutely brilliant. And I'll tell you what, the guy Lee who designed this, I can envisage him using origami and paper for a long time before he perfected this design. Absolutely incredible. It's so well thought out, and I've got nothing but high regard for this. Seriously, good bit of kit, and it's definitely a keeper. Well, that's it. Whew. I've just checked my watch, and I've actually been right here exactly 24 hours to the minute. So absolutely loved it. It's been such a long time since I've been out, as we all know. And yeah, learned a few things as well, and only too willing to share, you know, my cock-ups and what I learn as well. So hopefully we can all go out and try our own stuff, as it were. But yeah, managed to get everything, every single thing in the Bergen apart from the camera, which is a miracle. I mean, that, I'll tell you what, that Bergen really is underestimated, I think. It's an absolute awesome bit of kit, and they're bloody cheap as well. They're very, very strong. Let me just pan round and I'll show you. There she is, an absolute workhorse. That thing does not break. I love it a bit, so I've just fallen back in love with it. And the M.O.D survival knife. Both things are really, really wicked. Basically, what I've decided to do with all of this is I'm just going to leave it as is. That was pretty much how I found it. As you can see, I've peed on it. We've had a bit of light rain as well, so when it rains proper, that'll all go black as to what it was really. But where I actually slept was just down there. You can see it possibly very light in colour compared to everything else. And man, this woodland, oh wow, what a lucky boy. And yeah, to find that spot with that big clearing there, that really does help. Like I said, I was able to be doing filming right up until silly o'clock last night, where all of the woods in there was absolutely pitch dark. You know, I'd have had to put a great big searchlight on to carry on filming. So yeah, loads of things learnt, and that was one of the objects of the exercise really, was to actually see how it all went really. As I said, this is the first overnight camp I've done in 11 months. Ridiculous amount of time, I know, like I said before. But what I want to try and do is to find some sort of shoe attachment to the top of this camera, which I can put that solar light. It's got probably like a 6mm diameter hole, threaded hole in there. So I might need to modify it myself, or if I'm lucky enough, I can find something. So that will sit on top of the camera. So when I film in the future at night time, it'd be a lot easier. Because last night I was rested on things, and it was a bit of a faff, to be honest. But yeah, we don't know until we try these things, you know. And yeah, I love learning stuff, you know. It's awesome. And hopefully I'll be getting more time to come out and do more of this more regular. But you know, I'm a family guy now, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes which no one really knows about. But you know, as and when I'm going to be getting my ass out into the yonder and trying stuff out. And I'll tell you what, that ZELTER shelter thing, what an amazing design. I just can't get over that. I mean, top marks to Lee for coming up with that design. Really, really, really impressed. And I would have thought over time he changes it and updates it to different versions, different variants, you know. There's loads of things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and chat with him soon and give him my feedback about possible improvements, possible changes. But on the whole, that is a really cool bit of kit. And a lot of you lads have already got them already. But if you haven't, check the links below, because what I'm going to do is everything that I've mentioned and talked about on here, I'm going to put links underneath the video so you can look and get more information. And if you want to buy it, it's up to you, no pressure. And it's just a fast track way to get it rather than looking on the internet everywhere. So I hope it all helps. Had a wicked time. I'm going to get that big lump on my back and get out of here. Got a couple of mile hike now. Right, let's go. All done. Ah, wicked. And it's probably the first overnight I've done in ages without any coffee too. So yeah, it's a real good real good test of character. Because I think we rely on stuff too much, you know. Got to watch my footing. Yeah, listen to this. Yeah, that was all of these traps that I put last night. So if anyone got close, I'll get a bit of a heads up, if you know what I mean. Because you never know, do you? Wow. Do you know what? It's so weird. It's quite dark in here now, but on the screen, it's pretty cool. Right, just get my bearings. I don't just wander and get lost that way. Oh man, nappies are picking shit. No joke. And it feels good to get a bit of weight on the back as well. Like a lot of people, especially our age, I'm nearly 50 now, we tend to go a bit lighter than we used to back in the day. Now I fully loaded this one out. It's quite heavy. But yeah, it's good to get a bit of fizz. So we're going to step it up now. It's a good test on that gimbal, I think. You can't, no one's going to stop this grin. Oh man, what a tonic. I'll tell you what, I recommend this to anyone. Any of you guys that are struggling with all of the BS that's going on. Do whatever you got to do to get out to the woods. There's always a way. I know it's difficult, but there's always a way. And for those of you who really can't, I hope this has helped. Just to give you a bit of a glimpse of, yeah, this is the real world. So yeah, thanks very much for coming along, especially staying to the end. And yeah, that was a bit of a heart-to-heart talk last night, so it is what it is. Oh, there's a deer up there, it's gone. Bugger. Right, I'm just going to keep going. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.